Hi everyone, we're going to evaluate these four trigonomic expressions. So either you at the point where you know what the values are, or you're still looking at your unit circle or graph for that matter, but we're going to just do these four problems. So the first one is cosine squared of pi over 3. Remember, pi over 3 is 60 degrees. So we know how that triangle looks like in the circle. So basically, what you do is you ignore the square and just do cosine of pi over 3. And cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2. Then you square it. Because normally the square goes here, but by convention, we put it right in here, in this area. So that's a 2. All right, minus. Now, cotan of pi over 4 is pretty easy. All your 45's cotan, and tan is 1, because you're dividing the same number. And then we have sine of pi over 6. Now, pi over 6 is the 30-degree one, and we know that sine is the shorter vertical length, so that's going to be 1/2. So what we get is 1/4 minus 1 plus 1/2. Negative 1 plus 1/2 is negative 1/2, so you have 1/4 minus 1/2. And so you can either just do this mentally, that's going to equal negative 1/4, or you can get the common denominator is 4, so that's going to be 1 minus 2. Because you get the common denominator, change that to 2 over 4. And that gives you negative 1/4. Alright. The next one is this one. So, secant, I'm going to go ahead and write this as 1 over cosine of 60. I know that value easier. And this one I'm going to write 1 over sine squared of pi over 3. So cosine of 60 is 1/2, so you have 1 over 1/2 plus sine of, this is actually 60 degrees too, which is square root of 3 over 2. And again, the square is on the inside, but it really is supposed to go on the outside here. So when you divide that, 1 divided by 1/2 is just 2, plus 1 over 3/4. You just move that 4 up there, so you get 2 plus 4 over 3. And if we do common denominator, that's going to be 6 over 3 plus 4 over 3, which equals 10 over 3. Okay. Now, next one is this one. So we have 3, and then cosine of 7 pi over 6 is negative square root of 3 over 2 plus 2. Now, since you have a negative here, you should know cosine's an even function, so we could just consider that a positive. So it makes it easier than trying to make it coterminal. So cosine of 5 pi over 3 is 1/2. And simplifying this, you get negative 3 square root of 3 over 2 plus 1. And if you want to simplify it further, that'd be negative 3 square root of 3 over 2 plus 2, and you just put the 2 under here. It's up to you. This one's fine. Alright, and this one, tan is an odd function, so what I tend to do is, since it's odd, I'm going to make that a positive and pull the negative out here. Same with sine. Sine is a odd function, so I make that a positive and pull the negative out here. So I'm going to change that to a negative, and it makes it easier evaluating. So tan of 3 pi over 4 is negative 1. That's your 45 degrees, and that's in quadrant 2, minus sine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. So it's going to be 4 minus square root of 2 over 2. If you want to put it all over 2, that would be 8 minus square root of 2 over 2. It's up to you, but this is fine. And I believe that's it. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.